It's March 26th, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday morning for everyone. It's kind of sunny here in Toronto, but the weather's okay. It's cold. I'm sick. We had nice, beautiful springtime weather, and now we remember that it's the end of March, so we got to go back to cold temperatures. But Jeremy Lambert is here. He's as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice for love.
That's wrong, Joel.
No?
None of those things. You know what I am?
I know what you are.
I'm vanilla, baby.
Yeah.
That's not going to get us demonetized, is it? It's less than 7 seconds.
Oh, I highly doubt that's going to do it. If it does, I'll be highly surprised. Then again, boom, and that kept doing it, so who knows?
Yeah. I'm angry, Joel. That's what I truly am. I'm angry because Tony Khan has not listened to the people being me. And 50 or so people who liked my post. But he's not listening to the people who want Blake Christian.
I'm vanilla, baby.
To get his international title shot tonight against Kenny Omega.
There's still time. They got to get to the arena, get to the venue, and make the deal. Make it happen. Maybe Blake Christian will stage a coup. Maybe he'll be like, Tony Khan, do you know who I am? And play the thing.
I'm vanilla, baby.
And Tony will say, oh, I was not familiar with your game. Congratulations on your international championship title opportunity tonight. Go beat Kenny Omega. You're my new guy. And that's it. But we got to get there first. We got time.
We're running out of time. We're less than 12 hours from the show. 10 hours. 10 hours away from the show, Joel. Get your shit together, Tony Khan. Sorry for cursing.
Well, you know how it goes. You put the show together and then change the script and don't do any production meetings and don't do any planning and don't do just let the inmates run the asylum. That's what we've been told. That's what AEW is, right? That's what happens at the show.
My next tweet, I'm tagging Kenny Omega. I'm gonna call him a coward. He's not defended this international title once. What kind of fighting champion is he? No title defenses. He's going to do a non-title match tonight? Cowardly.
All he has to do is make it happen. Is just say, yes, you got it. You give him the title shot. It's not hard. He deserves it. Man deserves the whole world. And then he gets a world title shot. He should take the shot from Swerve. Just be like, I have a better career with music. My music is better than yours. I'm going to take your world title shot. And Swerve's going to be like, I wrote my music. And I'll be like, yeah, that's your first mistake. And then he's going to take that. Kenny is not an EVP anymore. He has said as much.
Yeah, he claims he's not an EVP.
That's right. And we believe everyone in wrestling when they say things, Jeremy. Everything they say is honest and truthful. And they have never lied, not once in their lives.
Never.
Not once. Neither will we. So leave a thumbs up on the video because we will never lie to you. If you leave a thumbs up, your world will be brighter. You will be happy. You will be prosperous. And the fireworks will come out. 2 truths and a lie. 2 lies and a truth. I don't know. You do you. Your life is your own. And subscribe to us here on the channel. If you get us to 20,000 subscribers by WrestleMania week, you will be happy. Your life will be fulfilled. Everything you want will come true. Maybe even the person that you love the most will tell you they love you back. Hopefully you're already married and that person is that person I just mentioned. But hey, if not, then look at that. You won 20,000 subscribers. You got 3 weeks. Let's go. And of course, you can donate a super chat any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. And if for nothing else, it makes us happy. I think that's pretty good too. And you get to direct the conversation that always goes somewhere, right? People like that.
People are questioning my Vanilla Baby fandom. I've been on this train for months.
True.
And months. Ever since that video dropped that he created. Ever since that dropped, I watched that thing every day because it was always on my timeline. It was a great edit. Fantastic edit. Now he's leaned into it all. You weren't with me in the trenches with Trey Baxter, everybody, during the friggin' pandemic. Get out of here. Questioning my love for vanilla. I'm super plain.
205 live, baby. Living and breathing through it. Former GCW world champion. Y'all don't know.
You weren't with me in the trenches after he went back to GCW and did that.
Yeah, you can't make an excuse for that. It was awful.
No, that's terrible. I don't know what he was trying to do, but yeah, that bad promo because him and Cora Jade had like split and it was a whole thing, and yeah, that was weird and awkward and everything. But you weren't with me in the trenches then. Been on the Trey Baxter and the Vanilla Baby bandwagon. Don't doubt me. I don't like no whips and chains, but you can't tie me down. You can whip your lovin' on me. Whip your lovin' on me.
I'm vanilla, baby.
I choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. 28 telling me she's still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. It's a good ass song.
It is a good ass song. I watched that. I watched the edit last night. It was
So
great.
good. It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, we'll preview AEW Dynamite later on in the show, and who knows?
No, we won't.
Maybe by the time we get to the preview, the International Championship will be on the line.
Oh, that's going to be the biggest victory lap in this show's history, if it is.
That's the way it goes.
It does.
That's the way it goes. We got to make money somehow, so the ads are going to be there, and also they're every 30 minutes. I'm telling you now. That's how they're set up. It's a 2-hour show, so you will get 2 blocks of ads. If you use a desktop computer, laptop computer, and you got an ad blocker, great. If you have YouTube Premium, we actually get more money off the back of that, so you can get YouTube Premium, and then you won't have any ads. It's just the way it's going to go. That's the way it is. Use whatever you want as long as you watch the show.
Sure.
I can't choose the ads. If I could, but they would be much different than what you see. I tell you that much. Oh yeah, you'll get an ad 10 minutes in because it's at random, but then you won't get another one for 30 minutes. You guys know. Come on. At least I'm transparent about the ad breaks. And also, not everyone gets an ad break at the same time. So it's the roulette of advertising. News last night dropped that Living Color is going to be at WrestleMania week. That's right. The folks who do CM Punk's theme, they're going to be performing on Fremont Street. I'm going to try and go. It's on the Friday. I don't know when, but depending on the time, I might try to go because I love Living Color, and I'm trying to get an interview with them while I'm at it because that would be a lot of fun. And then I can hopefully break a scoop that they're going to play CM Punk to the ring or something at WrestleMania. We'll see. But excited to go see them because they'll be at WrestleMania week. And if you're there in Las Vegas, Fremont Street Experience, that's where they're going to be performing. You want to come with me?
Me? Are you asking me?
The general we, but you're here, so I could ask.
No, I'm not going to Vegas. You already know this.
We looked up the pricing. You could do it for pretty cheap. Stay on the couch.
No, I'd have a place to stay.
That's true.
I got a friend in Vegas, so I'd have a place to stay. So I'm not worried about that.
All right. Well, fine. When I need someone to beat up all the busted open people,
You're on your own.
I'm going to be on my own.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make friends with the guys in Living Color. Be like, hey, you want to come beat up a bunch of dorks with me? They'll be like, yeah, sure. Bring our guitars. Huh? I think I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have them play me out for our match with La Greca. I don't know what song they'll play. It'll be Letter to a Landlord. It's a good song. You can bring a building down. Anyway, it's a great song. Go listen to it. So, where should we start? I don't even know where to go.
I don't talk about wrestling. That's dumb.
I know. That's the problem with the Wednesday show. Yesterday, SB3 and I talked about too much wrestling, and you were there. We covered all of Raw, covered the WrestleMania build or lack thereof. We could have done more. We could have done less. We should have done less, but we still went on. What are we going to talk about today? NXT? What did you do yesterday? How you doing? Did you do much yesterday? Did you get out of the house?
Yeah, it was my wife's birthday yesterday.
That's right. How did you celebrate the PG version?
Went shopping and ate Chinese food and then watched TV. Pretty chill birthday.
That is a pretty chill birthday. I'm actually envious.
Yeah.
I went to the store after our show, and after that I made dinner. I made burgers. So we got that going for us. I have leftover sliders. You want some?
No.
Wow. Is that a problem with my cooking? What's wrong with you?
Yes.
As long as you've been honest about it. There isn't much like life talk today. Did anything happen in the hockey world? Sens lost. So I'm sad.
Avs beat the Wings. Fuck the Red Wings, as always.
Agreed. Although we love our pal Chris.
He's a Wings fan.
Yeah, that for that reason you could say it, but otherwise he's pretty okay. What else happened? The Avs won, Sens lost. Toronto somehow won. That's garbage. Man, hockey sucks. All right, gotta talk about wrestling, I guess. Who's leading Dark State? And why isn't it just, I don't know, the guys in Dark State?
I didn't tell you, it still looks like it's Trick Williams. It didn't, he got the up last night, so it seems like it's Trick Williams.
I don't think it's Trick. And if it is Trick, I think it's a big hole. I mentioned it last week. It's the whole point of Dark State, from their own words, was that they're here to take opportunities that they weren't given. And if Trick thinks that the opportunities that weren't given to him are, I didn't get a match against Obafemi, I mean, he's gotten everything else. It's like, what's the point of him leading this faction? Like, what does Trick get from leading these 4 angry dudes who think they deserve an opportunity? Is he going to give them the opportunity? Friends. That in wrestling, that does always work out. That's true. Friendship in wrestling is a very big deal. People often stay friends forever in professional wrestling.
Friends. Why can't he just want some friends, Joel?
Is he going to come out singing, "Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?" And then that's going to be the theme song for Dark State?
I don't think that's going to happen.
I just don't know why anybody needs to lead this Dark State group. I thought that Dion Lennox would be leading the Dark State group because he was the most recognizable of the group, and they were going to build him off of that. I do love the idea of everyone in wrestling just says in their first promo, "I'm here to make friends." And then that's when everyone comes out and it's a big party.
You can have money or you can have friends.
And they've decided that they want to have friends instead of money.
Yeah.
I think I'd like the money. I can make friends elsewhere. I don't want to make friends at work. I just want to, make my money at work and then go home.
But that's too low level thinking. If you got friends, they can make money for you.
That's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. What if Dark State's a pyramid scheme?
Okay, now we have to flesh this out. How, in fact, would Dark State be a pyramid scheme? So you got one at the top. We'll say it's Trick, just for the argument's sake. Then there's 4 of these guys. So you're trying to tell me that these 4 guys have to make 7 more friends? 8 friends? Okay.
They might go to LFG, recruit all those people. And
BJ
they got friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they make money, they win titles, and it all filters up to Trick.
So what do they sell to get these people behind them?
Friendship.
Opportunity?
Friendship and opportunity.
Friendship and opportunity. So that is how Dark States wins, by giving opportunity and friendship.
Starts with Trick, then it goes down to Dark State, and then they go to LFG, and they go to the WWID program, and they go to just random independent talent. It filters all the way down.
Smiley Kylie Ray joins Dark State.
Could be.
And she, because she's so good at winning friends and influencing people, she joins and becomes the top earner of Dark State. She outs and ousts Trick Williams as the new leader of Dark State.
She might.
Someone saying clearly Aleister Black is in charge of Dark State. Aleister Black's in charge of everything. He's nebulous. He doesn't exist. Yeah, he's Aleister Black in charge. Aleister back in charge. No, I can't make a good joke out of that one. But the point is here, I don't think that Trick is running Dark State. And I think it's weird that they're just dropping their whole reason of existence if they do give it to Trick. Because Trick's only excuse is, they didn't get an opportunity, and therefore they deserve opportunity. Just like I don't get my opportunity, but you do. You have gotten opportunity. I love this one. Cyclops is better than Wolverine, saying Darkseid is a money laundering scheme ran by Ava. Before The Rock left NXT, he said, I have a money-making opportunity for you. You ready for it? And she was like, yeah, run it by me. And he explained Darkseid, and she was like, oh yeah, I can make millions off of this. Billions even. And he's like, no. Think local. It's thousands. But it's more than you earn now. She's like, yeah, I guess that's true. And then she went to work on it. Darkseid is a money laundering scheme run by Ava.
At least she's doing something on the brand.
I mean, she's getting yelled at by all the women on the roster instead. That's a thought. So Stephanie Vaquer defended both titles successfully last night. She retained her NXT Women's Championship and her North American title in the main event. There was definitely thought that she would drop one of those titles last night. She didn't. And now everyone's going after Ava to get a shot at Stephanie. They got 3 weeks left until Stand and Deliver. They got to get to a women's title match and a women's North American title match. Are they about to do a battle royal, Jeremy, to determine a number one contender for one or both of those titles?
No, I feel like they'll do like multi-women qualifying matches. They'll do like 3 triple threat matches, and then the 3 winners face in a triple threat match.
Oh, the triples?
Yeah.
Why not the 4-way that leads to a triple? 4 ways to lead to 1 triple. Sorry, 3 4-ways that lead to 1 triple.
That doesn't make any sense.
3 4-ways, 3 winners, and then they do a triple threat. Triple threat determines the number.
Oh, 3. Okay, sure. I don't know, because they're not going to. I just think they're going to do 3 triple threat matches. Maybe they'll do 3 4-ways. Sure.
It seems very excessive. It is the rule of 3, but like there's no reason to be doing this. There's no reason to be finding your.
What's the reason to do a battle royal?
Well, no, I don't think that's any better. Is kind of the point. You've had women going and winning matches, losing matches. Like you have a seniority or not seniority.
Who's been winning?
That's the problem. You're supposed to be building up talent, not just making them seem like they have momentum. Case in point, the stupidest thing they're doing. So Paxley and Gigi Dolan, they have a TNA Knockouts tag team title shot on Thursday night. They have never won a tag team match up until last night, because people finally realized that they're not a real tag team and they haven't won anything. So they're like, oh shit, we have to give them the all important momentum before their TNA tag title shot. And it's like, that is why you're supposed to be building these people for opportunities, and you're not. So yeah, the battle royal is a cheap way out, just like the fatal 4-ways into a triple threat are a cheap way out.
Okay. Take it up with Ava. Go yell at her. Like everybody else is yelling at her.
The problem is, if I start, then the final boss is going to show up, and then I got to talk to him. And if he shows up, it's true, he's not showing up again. He's gonna show up at that NXT show when they run Vegas. He's gonna show up on that stupid show if they haven't sold the tickets, like enough tickets. You know what's happening. He's gonna go out there and cut another 8-minute promo about how he's 20 steps ahead.
I don't think that's gonna happen at all.
No, you don't think he'll show up at the Vegas NXT show?
No.
Do you think he's going to show up at Vegas at all?
I imagine he'll show up somewhere in Vegas, but I don't think he's showing up at the NXT show. I don't know if he's going to show up at WrestleMania at this point. Like, he's not even like tweeting about wrestling. At least, last year he would do his Instagram promos and stuff. He ain't even doing that stuff.
He's doing babyface Dwayne on socials again. But it's okay. He told you.
Yeah, he's just playing a character.
Yeah, he's just playing a character. He's back into baby Dwayne. He's going to be heel Rock in weeks from now. The week of WrestleMania, he's going to show up on the Friday night SmackDown before WrestleMania, and he's going to say, "I'll be there," and that'll be that.
He's promoting the UFL. Is what he's doing.
Oh, is that coming back?
Yeah.
When does that start?
Apparently this weekend, March 28th, live kickoff in Houston, Texas. Sounds like he'll be in Houston this weekend, so he will not be overseas to be on Raw.
Oh, what do you mean? He can easily just hop his private jet, Jeremy. That's how it works.
Okay.
Trying to take a look. Where else are they going to be? Where is he going to be the next week? They're in Chicago on April 4th. Oh, that'll be fun. Punk will be there. And then Minneapolis, Seattle, Sacramento, and then it's Mania week. So somewhere along the line, The Rock could show up, unless he shows up on Monday to London. I don't think he's going to be there either.
I ain't banking on The Rock showing up. I don't know if WWE's banking on The Rock showing up either.
They mentioned a special guest on Monday. Of course, everyone now went to The Rock's going to be there. But who else could be the special guest?
For Monday?
Yeah, for Monday.
Travis Scott?
Maybe. Unless they were trying to say that the special guest was like Logan Paul coming back because they threw to a promo from him.
I don't think there is some special guest that The Rock is showing up. It's where are they at in Monday? Where are they at?
Monday, they're in London.
Okay. So special guest is going to be like Tom Aspinall or something.
Didn't he already do one of those appearances? I don't know.
I don't think so. He was on Logan's podcast, but I don't think he's done an appearance or anything.
All right. Could be that. Yeah, they're doing the O2 for 2 nights. They're doing Friday and Monday.
Oh, okay.
In the UK. That's why. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know when The Rock's going to show up, if at all. I also had noticed your point, how he's not tweeting about it, he's not talking about it, he's babyface Dwayne again, he's just doing it. They mentioned SP3, they mentioned a special guest going into the Logan Paul promo, and that might be what I'm thinking of when they said that he was going to be there at London. They made it sound like it was someone else, so it could have been that they were just saying it's going to be, the special guest is a returning Logan Paul, and we were all like, oh, all right.
I didn't catch that, so it's not going to be The Rock though.
No, I don't think so either. Just if he shows up, they're going to promote it. He's at that point where now they're going to tell you when The Rock's coming. We're just at that point.
Yeah, they got to get to 3.2 million views on Netflix.
Sure, that's the number. We're only 3 months into this experiment.
They're basically just trending at 3 million. That's where they've been for ever since the premiere episode. The premiere episode obviously did big numbers, and then ever since then it's been between 2.9 and 3.1.
All right, good for them. I can't tell you I care much as long as wrestling is still around.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
Are you sure? It could be gone tomorrow, Jeremy.
That would be in some ways unfortunate, and in other ways not so bad.
True. Blessing and a curse. There you go. I was calling out Logan Paul, or the Logan Paul AJ Styles promo. They never showed a graphic with a vacant special guest. That's how you know they have to show you. That's right. They need to show, but that vacant silhouette has to be pointing at the WrestleMania sign. Otherwise, we don't know where they're going to end up, where they're going to show up. We got a super chat from Will Chisholm. He says, I figure Stephanie Vaquer would win after they showed Becky and Seth losing their titles. It does feel like they're making Stephanie and NXT great. Yeah.
Make memeing Stephanie a NXT great.
I didn't want to have to speak Chisholm out here, but that is what it says. Make memeing, losing, dose. I feel bad. I'm not going to make, he knows. Yeah, they did stuff with Vaquer to make her look strong. Good for her. I mean, again, I don't know how I feel about doing another stand and deliver where the double champion defends twice in one night. But again, for all we know, they might drop one before then, or who knows. So I think it's more likely that they're just going to have her defend twice. And for a deep women's roster, it's very strange to be like, yeah, there are all these women, but also one woman holds both titles. You have nothing to add on that.
Not really. No.
I'm so glad we're doing this show today. You're too busy trying to will Vanilla Baby into a
I'm depressed, Joel. I'm depressed that Vanilla Baby is not challenging for the title.
You found this out 23 hours ago.
And I've been in a deep depression ever since.
We're going to call Tony Khan live on the air and we're going to get him to give us what we want.
Do you think I could send him this link? Be like, hey, why isn't Blake Christian? Why isn't Blake Christian challenging for the AEW International title?
I think more wrestling promoters should have this link at their disposal. I think more wrestling PR people should have this link at their disposal just to show up and do the thing. I mean, shout out to Joe DeFalco from FSW because he'll just show up. He'll be like, "Yeah, I just woke up, but I saw you guys were on the air, so here we are. Let's talk." Like, all right, let's do it. Why not? More people should be doing stuff like that with this link. Rat pack the shit out of our show. Where's Andrew Zarian?
Where is Andrew Zarian?
It's a good question. Probably at work. Let's find out. I'm going to send a text to Andrew Zarian right now. And it's going to say, where you at? With a U, because I'm special like that. All right, we're going to see. You think he's going to tell me he's at work?
Probably. He's got better things to do than
I don't know about that.
Show.
I don't know about that. Let's talk about Mina Shirakawa.
Sure.
Big Mean. So Fightful Select reported that she's finishing up with Stardom and soon will be heading to AEW. And of course, she had her press conference at Stardom overnight, if you're in the North America. And she has made it official after she finishes up with Stardom on March 31st. Mina Shirakawa will be heading to AEW, joining their women's division. I don't think that's much of a surprise to anybody, but it is a pleasant surprise that it's happening so soon. We're going to be seeing Mina stateside, and I think that's pretty neat. What were your thoughts when you saw the report and then you saw the official news come from her mouth effectively this morning?
It's good for Mina. She's a complete television star. So the more she appears on television, feels like the better for the division. Be curious to see how she's factored in without Tony and Mariah, because that feud is effectively over. Yeah, they could bring it back, but I know there's a lot of chatter about Mariah right now. So I'd be curious to see where she fits into the division, which has a lot of, top ladies right now. When you look at Mercedes, Athena looks like she might be coming to AEW TV for at least a little bit. Megan Bain, Tony, Willow, Stat, like where does Mina Shirakawa fit in with everything? So, but she's a complete TV star, and I know Sean talks about it of live show charisma, and Mina has that in spades. So they should be, using her as one of their top women. We will see if that's where they go.
She had a match with Harley Cameron.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
They had a match on Collision in 2024. Mina beat her. They have.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah, of course, Mina won.
I mean, eventually Harley started winning matches.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
That's fair. They also did Dynamite in June. Mariah, Mina, and Tony, when they were all together, they defeated Anna Jay and the Outcasts when Harley was with them. And then on a Rampage in November, they did Mina and Mariah over Harley and Nyla Rose. That's a random pairing. Okay. All this to say, Mina and Harley Cameron should be a tag team.
Oh, great.
Oh,
honestly.
Yeah. It was all about the boobs. You're right. The match between Harley and Mina. You're right. Well, now they should be a tag team.
I think that would be fantastic if they were.
If that's the way you got to bring them together to start, then you can do stuff afterwards. It doesn't matter. But like you said it, they've got a lot of women in the division. They have they have their champions set. I don't know. I mean, a match against Mercedes would be good. Do another one, but on AEW soil. You've got Tony. You could do the match against Tony again on AEW soil. Like, you have opportunities at least to run back a few matches that haven't been done. But also, she's fit in. She already has that fan base, like you said. And the live show charisma that everyone likes to, half jokingly make fun or mention. she's there. And if she's going to move over to the States, she's going to have very, very little issue getting over. And it just depends what kind of stories they're going to tell with her, because she is very much a story-driven performer. That's something that I hope they have in mind for her moving to AEW.
I hope they do. People saying the breast friends. I hope they do. You got to give the people what they want. They do the zoom out and they like come together and they're like shaking their boobs, and then they just meet in the middle and they're shaking their boobs.
It's called
everybody.
shimmying.
Shimmying.
Yeah.
Shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yay, shimmy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I hope they do that, and like people get really weird online. Like, I can't believe this is what they're promoting. Like they haven't seen like breasts before.
An entire, I was gonna say world, an entire universe of WWE focusing on boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Let them do whatever. Yes, hopefully TK gets Danze Kuduro, the actual song this time, because I'm so sick of the ripoff. The version of Mina's song is Danza Kuduro, which is like a really well-known. It's the song from Fast and Furious. That's how we figured it out last time, that you actually knew the song. If you go back and listen to it, like you'll know what that is. And they haven't had the actual version of the song. They just had like a ripoff version. Yeah, you got to go back and listen to it.
All right. I might do that, but maybe not.
Excuse me, it's about to cough. But yeah, Mina coming to AEW is really good, and especially interesting because earlier in the afternoon we had posted about Mariah May being in a contract year. Fightful Select had reported that Mina is in a contract year. Specifically, those we've spoken to in AEW believe her deal is up in the summer, but we've not learned if there are any option years attached to it. But one source in the company said they would be shocked if there wasn't a deal this short. Because it's uncharacteristic for the push that Mariah May got, and that AEW is looking to retain her regardless. Definitely no shock there. If I'm AEW, I am a little annoyed that this news got out there, because now more money and more leverage for the performer. But if I'm the performer, hell yeah, I just possibly made some more money on a deal that I deserve. So if Mariah May's sticking around with AEW, no harm, no foul, just played the game, and that's all it is. It's good stuff.
A lot has been made of the Mariah May and I guess her future, but people are posting photos of. She's a big Triple H fan, that Mariah May. I assume AEW will do everything in their power to retain her, and I think she's going to stay. I have no actual insight or knowledge on that. I think she's gonna end up staying, though.
People are mentioning, if Mina's coming, then Mariah's gonna stick around. I understand that logic, but I also understand that do you want to make friends or do you want to make money, Jeremy? Are you trying to say that Mariah May is gonna jump into NXT and she's gonna be the leader of Dark State?
I don't think she's going to be the leader of Dark State. We've already revealed that it's Ava running a Ponzi scheme.
That's true, and that Kylie Rae's going to price them all out.
Yeah,
because she is the ultimate influencer. That should be her new gimmick. I'm going to message her and just be like, "Hey, Kylie, got an idea for you. Talk to Gabe. I think you should do this." She'll be like, "Yeah, I never thought of this."
People are going to be weird if she leaves.
People are going to be weird if she stays.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe less. Yeah, maybe less weird if she stays, though, because she's been treated well by AEW. So they're going to be really weird if she leaves, though. Just, she only used AEW as a stepping stone. Yeah, and then let her do what's best for her.
Also, like a stepping stone to what? To WWE, presumably. But it's like, she's still going to end up presumably in NXT. And it's like, at that point, I don't know. The stepping stone thing is always funny to me, just because it's like, what? A stepping stone to what? Bigger, better things, money? Yeah, possibly. But yeah, it's always it's a funny thing to see. And people have already, like you said, they started posting the Triple H photo, and it's like, who cares? She was a shop influencer. Like she was a WWE shop influencer. She would post photos of her in like the t-shirts they were selling. And then she started training, and then she went to Stardom, and now she's doing the things she's doing. This is an oversimplification of Mariah May's like career trajectory. But like she hasn't been in the business super duper long, but she's been in there long enough to like be on a meteoric rise. And if she gets the bag, as the kids say, then yeah, go for it. Who cares where she ends up? Just get your money.
And people are gonna be weird in that, like, oh, Tony gave her all of this, and like she still left. Like, how could she do that? They're gonna turn on her so quick, and then the other side's gonna be weird. Of, LOL, you did all that with Mariah, and she was just such a big Triple H fan that she just decided to go to WWE.
And like Henry's pointing out, Jade Cargill was treated well and she left. So there's always a possibility. It all depends on who WWE sees as valuable enough to really pony up for. They saw that with Jade. They saw the upside, the potential there. Whether they see that with Mariah is completely up to WWE, and it's going to be up to AEW to then match or counter that offer with something that is better to retain her. Again, assuming that a place like WWE is interested in having her as a full-on, featured role.
I mean, I think they're interested in her because of the exposure she's gotten with AEW, and if they can, kind of take that talent, they will have no problem trying to do that.
And then they'll call her Mariah June.
All right, I got it. Yeah.
Is this the laugh track? That's the cheering track.
Oh,
damn it! Gotta label these things. Cyclops is better than Wolverine, saying it's sad to see Mina running away from the Stardom grind. I mean, it's going to be a different grind now if she ends up in the States. It'll be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine. She'll have a lot of fun with it.
She'll get more money, presumably, and work less dates. The dream.
True. That's what I want. April May is the NXT name. Oh, damn it. He got it. Is this the laugh track? Nah, it's good enough. Is this it? Is it orange?
Oh,
it's the orange. It goes on for a while.
What a weird laugh track.
I know, it's not very good. It's the problem with this board is that I can't load anything else onto it. Like I'm supposed to be able to with an app that plays, like that goes through my computer, but every time I use the app, it freezes. And there's no firmware update. There's no software update. Something's going on that this board just will not take any updates. It works perfectly fine every other way possible. Just can't load more sound bites. Otherwise, I'd be playing with more sound bites than the ones that are here, like this one. I picked the wrong one at the wrong time.
What is it? Birds chirping?
That was crickets.
Oh, it was crickets? Oh.
Poorly done.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like I don't even know how to describe it, but like you're just like rubbing like something together, like a squeaky wheel or something. That's what it sounds like.
Like a cricket. That's how they make the sound. They rub their.
Oh, no, it sounds more like a squeaky wheel than a cricket.
That's fair. If you play it again. Yeah, I can see that. I can hear that.
Sounds like,
What's this one?
That's the more you know sound.
Kinda, yeah. I'm gonna start using this one when we say something completely profound.
Well, that's not getting any use.
This thing's gonna get dusty so fast. What was this one then? Oh yeah, the weird one. Say something creepy. Myers? Yeah, say something creepy.
Something creepy.
These soundboards are so bad. Just these pads. Yeah, I wish I could do something else with them. Anyway. But yeah, Mariah. Mina coming to AEW, Mariah in a contract here. There's a good sense of direction in the AEW women's division. And I think that even if they lose one and retain Mina is coming in. If they lose Mariah, they're not going to be down. If they retain Mariah, then they're going to have a strong women's division that's building. And Mina's going to add to that. The story continues to be, while they have good feuds going on for the titles, it's building the women around them. That's one thing that you and I have talked about a lot, is the AEW women's division being strong on paper, but not necessarily very strong in in effect in what's the word? Oh my god, I'm done with words today. I've been up since 5 o'clock.
Well, I disagree right now because they've actually done a good job building things around the rest of the women's division. Like they've built up Megan Bain certainly to be a good challenger for Toni Storm. So Toni Storm's not just doing, hey, here's the challenger of the month. Stat and Willow are always gonna be at a strong position, but they built up Megan through some Thunder Rosa stuff, and they're doing the tag team match tonight. They're doing the Mercedes stories with Billy, and that'll eventually, theoretically, lead to Athena coming in. So they've done fairly well building up women in the division. I wish they would put a little more care into it, but it's better than world title stuff, at least until now with Swerve and everything. But yeah, Julia Hart's, that's like, I hope that leads to something, by the way. Like they did that whole trilogy and Julia Hart won. Theoretically, Julia should probably be challenging for the TBS title. Like I think that makes sense more than Athena. Makes sense obviously because she's ROH champion, but I hope Julia Hart's wins actually lead somewhere, and it's not just, hey, she beat Queen Aminata, and what are we doing with Julia Hart at this point? So I think they're actually doing a good job with the women's division. They're much better than, I don't know, the tag team division or anything like that. Like, who's in the tag division that you feel the Hurt Syndicate is any threat to them? Like, who has been built in the tag team division?
How dare
don't say
you
crew. Don't say crew.
FTR like that.
Did they lost the Undisputed Kingdom, didn't they? Who won that match?
They lost one match and then won another one.
Oh, all right.
Alan Roddy.
Oh yeah, they're 1-1. All right, so sure. Yeah. So they're evenly dorked out.
Yeah, that's one way. And now they got to deal with Cope.
Yeah. They're gonna sit down with Tony Schiavone.
Oh, it's so funny.
Sure, theoretically, yeah, FTR and Undisputed Kingdom, but it's not that this is a collision doesn't matter thing. They just feel separated because they're on two different shows right now. Like obviously the wins on Collision matter and should mean something, but you don't connect the two because they're just on two separate shows doing two separate things right now. It doesn't feel like these matches with FTR and Undisputed Kingdom are building towards a tag team title match. It feels like it's a separate thing from that because Hurt Syndicate's doing stuff with MJF.
And a lot of like people are mentioning Commander and Hologram. Those Titanes
they're just gonna beat people. When is Hologram gonna get anything substantial?
Yeah, I've been kind of saying the same thing. It's like you threw them together, you're making them a tag team. Eventually, Commander is gonna go and lose his ROH TV title, and Hologram's gonna do what Hologram does. Like it's, to me, that's not a big tag team that is gonna suddenly win. Murder Machines are another one that you're like, we were waiting for something to go there with their eventual match against the Hurt Syndicate. There again, there's nobody who has shown that they can beat Hurt Syndicate. And I don't know who that could be other than, and we've talked about this, the Young Bucks are like the only team that are of the possibility to come back and win because they're the most put together tag team. And then we go back to FTR again. And we're just like, we're back to square one. I don't know what works right now because it's a strong enough tag team at the top that no one else even looks like they could beat the Hurt Syndicate.
What? Who have the Murder Machines beaten?
Literally just people they bring in, just extras.
I'll say, I don't remember them having some like big signature win.
No statement victories, just squashes.
I think the winner of FTR and Undisputed Kingdom, assuming they do a third match, should probably get the next title shot. That's where it should go. Whether or not it does, we shall see. But I'm not buying the Murder Machine. Sorry.
I mean, it felt like that's where they were going to go with it. The Murder Machines would take on.
Well, then they got distracted by music and the Outrunners beat them. So
that was an experience. Yeah, and like you could do Kyle and Roddy against Hurt Syndicate, but it's the same outcome. This is again the problem of having the two big dudes holding the tag titles against the tag division that doesn't have, but they don't have any tag division or tag teams that are like that different and still powerful to work against the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, but Kyle and Roddy makes some sense, and same with FTR. They're obviously very tag team specialists, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, look at this powerful team. Like how many times do we see smaller teams or people beat bigger opponents? Like it's the presentation of wrestling. You use your speed and your precision to beat these powerful guys. So it's not necessarily that, it's just they feel separated right now because we haven't seen any like actual interaction between them. If they do a number one contenders match between FTR and Undisputed Kingdom, I do think the winner of that match would be a very deserving next challenger for Hurt Syndicate. So I'm fine with that. But then after that, they don't have too much going on. And again, that feels very separated right now because Hurt Syndicate's dealing with MJF stuff. It's possible that MJF brings in somebody and then they turn Hurt Syndicate babyface, like actual babyface, out of this because MJF rejects the offer and turns on Hurt Syndicate.
Wonder if they'll bring in the Good Brothers for a shot. Bring them back for a minute.
I don't think, even if they don't want to bring in the Good Brothers are going to get themselves booked.
They'll find a way. I saw Anderson posting a TikTok and he's wearing his AEW sweater. I see what you're doing, Big K, big machine gun.
They're gonna get themselves booked. They find a way. They're Good Brothers. That's how they find a way.
Yes, sir. They're gonna win those tag titles somehow too. Oh, Henry's saying do another tag team gauntlet match. Like you could, but it's also still. I don't want to see a casino gauntlet match for like another 6 months. Like I just want to keep it away as long as I can. It should be the last trigger you pull for a specialty match.
Okay.
I just don't know who else like fits the mold of taking those tag titles off of the Hurt Syndicate.
Well, nobody right now. I think Kyle and Roddy and FTR could, but yeah, nobody like fully right now.
All until the Bucks come back and win those tag titles. Hell yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if the Bucks came back at some point, but I haven't seen them. So
maybe it's Cope and Christian beating the Hurt Syndicate.
I think Cope's turning heel. So if they turn Hurt Syndicate babyface, that would not shock me.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Will Chisholm saying, guys, we know FTR is busy with Cope stuff. Why are you spelling Cope like soap with a C?
Yeah.
What do we? I mean, it's phonetically proper, but Cope.
No, that's fine. I think he spelled it right. I think he's good. I think he got it right.
What happened to Family God and Cope? Huh? What happened, Dax? He's gonna have to explain himself tonight about that. It's now Family God and FTR. Call my daughter and tell her that I love her. Sorry. Buddy and Brody, by the way. That's a good
Buddy,
shout.
Buddy's hurt though. And they lost. Didn't they lose to the Hurt Syndicate?
I know that the two have lost individually. I don't know if they had a did they do
Oh no, they lost to who? Takeshita and Fletcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Buddy's hurt. Like I like the idea of Buddy and Brody, but again, like that's a team that hasn't exactly beaten anybody. So
what are you talking about?
And Buddy's hurt.
They beat the Gates of Agony at the beginning of the year.
Great.
Yeah, they haven't really done anything because, like you said, Buddy's been injured. But he's someone that, again, that's a team that I would like to see working together. they've done stuff apart and it's worked out. But yeah, Brody now is kind of a man without an island, or a man on an island, man without a horse. I can't do anything today. It's over. I'm sorry. I do a Takeshita and Fletcher tag run, but I would want. I don't know. I think Aussie Open as a heel group kind of works right now because you've got Mark Davis standing out and putting on good performances. He's just become the bad guy. At first he was like, I don't know, and now he's just leaning into it. So like you can do Aussie Open again as a bad guy tag team.
I wouldn't be so quick to cut Kyle Fletcher as a singles guy and just put him back with Aussie Open. That's just my thoughts on it. And I the Don Callis family thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They got a tag team. They got Murder Machines. That's supposed to be your tag team. So let Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita have their singles runs. Like, why? You're just gonna build a stable of tag teams?
I mean, do they have to be a stable of tag teams, or do they be a tag team that also goes and does single stuff? Again, that's what Buddy and Brody were becoming.
Well, if they're going after the titles, then they're a tag team.
Yes, at that point they are definitely a tag team. I just don't know. I don't know what the presentation what they'd want to do. If they want to be like, again, we've seen this in the past in WWE where it was like you'd have Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels feuding and then winning the tag titles because they got a tag title match. And then, yeah, was that Michaels and Austin, or was that
it was
Austin?
Michaels and Austin? It was
Austin and Undertaker.
Michaels and Cena. They've done it with a few people.
Point is, like, they've done it before, but it's usually in the main event scene. And I didn't like it when they did it then, but it's not like it's unheard of in wrestling. Doesn't mean it should happen. But yeah,
it's unheard of. But
you're a bully, Cameron. You're a bully. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what goes on for the Hurt Syndicate. They are being positioned more as a babyface team than they were coming in. They're getting the cheers, crowds into them. You really do have to build the heel tag team that would go up against them and survive. I don't know who that is. Or you keep them as a tweener, and we mentioned Kyle and Roddy. At that point, Kyle and Roddy are more of a babyface team, and I don't know if they get cheered over Hurt Syndicate. So I don't know where that fits. Do you keep them as a tweener team, or do you finally just pull the trigger, let the Hurt Syndicate be badass babyfaces?
You know what's going to happen with all of this? MVP has said this, and now I'm just starting to believe it. They're just going to drop those titles. Be like, we're good with this tag stuff. We're going after singles gold now. This is what MVP said the plan is. He said, once we get done with the tag division, we're just going to leave the titles and focus on singles gold. I'm starting to believe this is just going to be true. MVP is going to be like, all right, tag division's been cleaned out. Good luck to whoever's next with them. Bobby wants the world title. Shelton wants the TNT or the international title. That's our focus now.
I would laugh if they did that. I would laugh if they did this without having like defended more than twice. They just do 2 defenses and they're like, well, we did everything we could. Bye-bye. They just drop the tag titles and go their own separate ways. TNT champion Shelton Benjamin beats up Danny Garcia in 10 minutes. That's what you do.
Well, Adam Cole's about to be the champion, so.
That's true.
Yeah, Richard, they've said that MVP said that in multiple interviews. I think the one you're talking about is the F Y'all podcast. Great name for a podcast. That was a very good interview, but MVP stated that multiple times. So.
Why not? Just let them drop titles and just be like, all right, well, we did it. See you later.
Don't let them drop the titles. They should lose the titles.
No. We got to keep them strong, Jeremy. That's what this whole point is.
I think it'd be hilarious if that's what they did. That would rule.
MVP just comes out and be like, well, took this as far as it could go. Bye-bye. Louis mentioning the Sons of Texas. Oh, that's a tag team. Exactly. They exist.
Oh, they're the ROH champions, right?
Allegedly. Does anyone watch Ring of Honor anymore?
Yeah. Blake Christian's on Ring of Honor.
When?
Every now and again. He has like a match and he'll win sometimes, and then sometimes he won't win. And then That's about it.
And then he'll get a match on Dynamite against the champion, and he won't get a title shot out of it.
Yeah, they won't give him a title match.
I'm starting to think that Blake Christian is getting the short end of the stick here.
They're trying to. Tony Khan does not like vanilla. Cowardly.
I mean, he just, you know why he got this shot? It's because he teamed with QT Marshall and Sheldon Jean. That's why.
He's won a lot on ROH TV. He lost what they do, Revolution, him and Lee Johnson, which is a fantastic, just random pairing. Lost the hologram and co-man there, but Blake Christian's won a lot on ROH TV. So he deservedly is getting a match against Kenny Omega. It should be for the title.
He's undefeated since December of last year.
It should be for the title. I'm going to bring this up to Tony Khan right now.
Look at this. He beat AR Fox. He beat Serpentico. He beat Parker Lee, Evil Uno, Adam Priest, Fuego, Titus Alexander. He's beaten some people.
All right, I'm gonna tag Tony Khan and Kenny Omega now.
You should show them this.
I
This
am
is very pertinent information for the Blake Christian deserves the title shot.
I am.
Yeah, everyone needs to know this.
All right, we're tagging Kenny now, everybody. Hello, Kenny Omega. Okay, there we go. It has come to my attention that you have not... Kenny hasn't defended the title, right? Like, I'm not making that up since he won it.
Has he not defended the title? I don't think he has. I think you're right.
Yeah, this is his first match since winning.
Yeah.
Okay, it's come to my attention that you have not defended your AEW. Has it been 30 days? It'd be really good. No, it hasn't. That sucks.
He beat Takeshita. It was
Yeah, it
March.
was early March. Yeah, I was gonna use the 30-day, like you got to defend your title, but I can't do that. So, oh well. Defend your international title yet. It would be when's even Dynasty, because he won it March 9th, so Dynasty would be within the 30 days. That's like April 6th.
Kenny, in the spirit of being a fighting champion, I believe your match tonight against Blake Christian should be for the AEW International Championship. Exhibit A, and the only reasoning you need is this following. On Ring of Honor Television, a subsidiary which you own, Tony Khan, Blake Christian has been undefeated in singles competition, defeating top
This
star.
is way too long. What is this?
You've got blue. You get extra things, don't you?
I
Read them a
don't
whole
want,
damn letter.
I don't want to do all of that. That's way too long. I got it.
Just tell him he's 9-0.
All right. I'm just gonna call him a coward. You are a coward.
Good.
Put your belt on the line tonight. Blake Christian. Is it 9? Is that how many matches he's won? 9-0?
I gotta go take a look. I think it was more like 6, but let's take a look.
It's 7. It's 7.
Is it 7?
7-0, yes. On ROH TV. Proof below. ROH being a highly prestigious.
Don't lie to the man. He knows.
I mean, in its history, it is highly prestigious.
No. You can't lie to the man.
Did Kenny Omega ever win 7 straight matches in ROH?
Let's take a look, shall we?
Let's see if Kenny Omega ever won
Kenny,
7 straight ROH matches. He didn't wrestle a ton for ROH. I mean,
no,
like,
it was usually multi-mans. Take a look at Ring of Honor.
like you would. I mean, you wrestled obviously a good chunk for ROH, but like when you think of Kenny Omega and ROH, it's probably less matches than you actually think that happened. No, he's never won
27.
Yeah. Well, I narrowed it down to singles matches.
So did I. I got 27 in total.
Oh, I've got 30.
Okay, then.
How did you get 27?
I don't know.
Oh, I see. There's a couple of DDT matches in here. Okay. That's
Gotcha.
fine. All right. Yeah, he's
Okay,
never
hold
won
on. Has he ever
7
done-
straight.
Never 7 straight. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, there's 1. Oh,
Like
no,
3.
Claudio. You're right.
Yeah, there's like 3 straight is his highest record. Okay.
What
All
a
right.
giant loser, Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Blake Christian is 7 and is all right, hold on. Blake Christian has won 7 straight ROH matches. Proof below. This is something not even you, as Bryan Danielson won 7 straight. I feel like he defended the title like shit ton.
he did
So
okay.
yeah, I was gonna say like Samoa Joe. Give me some other like names.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole was the champ for a while,
He
so
was.
I feel like he probably won 7 straight.
Kevin Steen.
I'll just use Kenny. That's fine. This is something not even you accomplished during your ROH career.
Danielson went on a nine match streak.
Yeah, Danielson defended the title like 20 times too.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
This is on his way out. He had done a 9 match streak.
Okay, this is something not even you accomplished during your Punk. Like people who won the title, they had a lot of title defenses because that's all ROH was. So this is something not even you accomplished during your ROH career. With this impressive streak, feels he should. All right, with this impressive streak, he should earn a shot. He should get, I don't know, whatever. He has earned a shot at the AEW International title. Please be a fighting champion. All right, we're appealing to Kenny Omega. CC Tony Khan.
You think Tony will see it?
I don't know.
Touches down. Let's say he's taking the jet today to go to the show. Oh, what's this tweet? Huh. I never thought of it this way.
I'm gonna get this match to be a title match.
Get Will Washington on the phone. We need to change things.
This is my only goal for today, is to make this match a title match. There's no titles on the line tonight. Look at this card tonight. It's like, hey, here's singles matches. This is a Don Callis family heavy show.
Hell yeah, baby.
We got 3 singles matches with the Don Callis family. What is happening?
The update on TNA has dropped over on Fightful Select.
Oh, we gotta talk about this now.
We do.
We don't have to.
It is the thumbnail. We do have to discuss it.
Change the thumbnail to Blake Christian and how Tony Khan and Kenny Omega are cowards.
I can't, because a lot of people for some reason are watching this particular show, wanting to know more. So, yeah, right. I was very surprised to see that number. So anyway, yesterday on our free tier, we had reported TNA had announced the departures of Gail Kim, Ariel Schnerer, Rob Kligman, and Michael Shirchenko. They were leaving. They were fired from TNA. There was an email that was sent out from Anthem saying, and I quote, "Departing our leadership team are Ariel Schnerer, Gail Kim, Rob Klingman, and Michael Shirchenko. As a longtime Anthem employee, Ariel has played an important role in growing our Anthem properties from his work with Fight Network and most recently his focus on TNA. Ariel has been instrumental in building our storylines and growing our audiences. Gail has had a long and storied career in TNA as both a champion wrestler and a part of the TNA leadership team. Gail has been a powerful presence in our locker room, supporting our talent and their great performances. On the sales side, Rob Kligman departs as its chief revenue officer, and in digital, Michael Shirchenko will be departing the organization April 30th. In addition to these leadership departures, we also say thank you and goodbye to Karen Clevitt, Sebastian Destrand, Romy Glazer, and Raphael Morphy. The company is built on the strength and dedication of our team, and these changes do not diminish the value or contributions of those affected." A lot of people feeling a certain way about this, especially when it comes to the departure of Gail Kim. And now it's another, what does this mean moment for TNA? When Scott D'Amore was fired as president, we ended up getting a lot of a lot of information about what Scott wanted versus what Anthem wanted and what the hope for transparency was when it came to TNA and Anthem. And some people understood that. Scott was also still very popular, especially with a lot of talent, a lot of people. And this is actually even different now, more different with Gail Kim. There are a lot of people rightfully upset that Gail Kim has been fired effectively from TNA. Not effectively. She's been fired from her job after a very long tenure with TNA, both on screen and then coming back to work behind the scenes. This definitely upset a lot of people to the point where if you go to an update so the free tier was what I just read from our actual Fightful Select reporting. I will say this. There is a quote in here. At least one talent said it made the decision for them to not remain in the company when their deal is up. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that there is someone so important, and they saw this with Scott, that there is someone so important that they do not want to stay after someone gets fired. For those who are saying the WWE partnership, WWE is going to buy them, I will push back on that and say, no, it's not for a sale. The paring down of TNA is not pairing for the sale that WWE was planning for when WWE was paring down. This one's different. TNA and Anthem have been very transparent, incredibly so, that they don't want to be on Access TV. They want to be selling their show to a channel, a station, a service that is not owned by Anthem. This is part of their shoestring budgeting to get them to that point. I personally don't think there's a prep for a sale. There's no reason for a sale. WWE gains nothing owning TNA. So with all that in mind, Jeremy, you saw this. You saw the beginnings of this, and I'm sure you have feelings about it, despite the fact that we joke about who cares about TNA often, and I do too, and I have to talk about it. I went out for a walk yesterday, and when the news dropped, I was getting text messages being like, what's going on in TNA? And I was like, oh shit, what happened? And this is what happened. So let's hear it.
TNA is going to TNA. I mean, it's not surprising because nothing TNA does surprises me. Like, that's where I'm at with this company. When they rebranded last year and things were great with Scott D'Amore, how long did it take until he was gone after that? A month? Now, a year later, we're doing the same thing. Next year, we might end up doing the same thing. Nothing surprises me with this company. They can't get out of their own way for any period of time. When it seems like things are going good, they're just like, we got to do something. We got to change something here. And for some reason, they thought this was the change. So it was surprising in the sense of I figured Gail Kim would be there until she didn't want to be there anymore. That was obviously the biggest surprise is, wait a second. Gail? That's who you're going to push out here? Felt like Gail had a job for life there, but it also felt like Scott had a job for life there. And that's why after the initial, Gail Kim, that one's curious. I was like, but you know what? It's not. Because they fired Scott. And it seemed like Scott was going to have a job there for life. So nothing the company does surprises me.
There was a tweet last night from David Penzer. It was actually yesterday afternoon. It's a quote, want to shoot? Let's shoot. Which, by the way, that's my favorite opening to a tweet you can ever get from anyone in the business. It says, during one of the empty studio COVID tapings, all talent had gathered to have a video chat with Anthem from Canada, led by our leader at the time, Ed Nordholm. One of the things that Ed announced was that they had been trying to hire Gail Kim full-time in talent relations for some time, but they didn't have the funds. He thanked her for sticking with TNA and said they were hiring her immediately. She became the rock of the KO division and TNA as a whole. I say this because this morning, a bunch of people forgot to read Ed's memo, and that's a damn shame. There was a lot of respect for Gail. She was, and again, going back to the Fightful Select report that just dropped, there was an admission that she periodically butt heads with people at Anthem, but that the belief was you need someone like that from time to time to fight for your product and fight for a better wrestling show or wrestling program. If you lose someone like that, then you don't have pushback internally, and therefore you can't get better as a company, as a promotion, as a presentation, as an entertainment company. I don't know what Gail specifically, why you would get rid of someone like that who has been so well liked and so well established and so ready to jump for people, that this is like the answer. Very, very strange situation.
If Gail Kim was butting heads with people, she probably had a good reason to do it. Gail Kim wanted that company to succeed. Gail Kim wanted the wrestlers in that company to succeed. If she was pushing back on stuff, she was probably standing up for what she thought would better the company. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. But I don't think Gail Kim was going and trying to push back on anything to just be a nuisance on things. Like I think she was doing it from a place of, how can we make things better? I don't think this makes the company better. This is what I think will make it better. Like the report says, there should always be that kind of person there. I think wrestlers should be those kind of people. If they don't think it's going to make their story better, their match better, they should push back. You can't just have a company full of yes men and women. Nothing gets done that way. TNA is going to TNA.
On the creative side of things, speaking of TNA, Hunter Delirious Johnson is now the head booker, the head creative. He was already doing some creative stuff. Him and Tommy Dreamer. And this report says Gail wasn't involved with creative. I had always been told that it was kind of a collaboration, that she was involved while Tommy and it was like a multi-headed snake doing it. Snake sounds bad. It was a multi-person team doing that. So regardless, Hunter is now going to be the head of creative. According to our Fightful Select report, Tommy was moved to talent relations, and he's going to stay on creative as well. So Tommy and Hunter Delirious Johnson stick as creative. Gail's gone. We've seen these creative changes. We've seen these recent changes with TNA. And you know what? There is a positive side to it from a growth standpoint, and that is the company continues to grow despite these changes. However, you can only make so many changes at so many times and have so many people discuss and find out about it until you effectively turn off your fan base. I don't know if this is going to be the one, because a lot of people thought the Scott departure was going to be the one. It wasn't. TNA continued to grow through all of 2024, and they did fine. Now we're into 2025, and they brought in Tessa, and the house is still growing. There are other people who are contributing to that, but I don't know what else to tell you at this point.
I don't either, because they're just gonna keep doing what they're going to do. When they lost Scott, look at the talent they lost last year. I'm not saying it's all tied to Scott D'Amore, but there was plenty of smoke and it led to some fires. Jordan left. Josh Alexander left. Speedball left. I'm sure I'm missing some other names. Those are three pretty big names that were helped carrying the company through the pandemic and then coming out of the pandemic. They all left. They've mentioned Scott as being part of the reason why they maybe didn't decide to renew their contract with TNA. I'm sure there were other reasons. Obviously, you get more money. That's going to play into things. Obviously, with those three, outside of Speedball, Jordan had nothing left to do in that company. Alexander had nothing left to do in that company. But if Scott was still there, could he have maybe talked to them and been like, hey, you know what we can do? Maybe. But there was no shot of that without D'Amore. Now, Gail leaving, that Knockouts division isn't good right now either. Like, I know people like to, for years, it was much better than people realized. But right now, like, this is why they're bringing in so many NXT women, is because they just don't have anything going on with that division. You got Masha, who's great. And then after that, you watch the show weekly, Joel. I know there's Tessa, but who's left after that?
You just answered your question. We talk, and Chris and I talk about this. The Knockouts division has taken a nosedive. They lost Jordan. They brought in Tessa. Feel how you will about that. Tasha Steelz is now doing a role with Mustafa Ali and not wrestling. Savannah Evans, Laying Lee, those women have been, I mean, Savannah Evans has been around for a while. Laying Lee is who she is. She had an opportunity, but they're not building her either. Yeah, there's just a lot of no idea. Steph Delander's another one, not competing because of her neck injury. Don't know when she'll be cleared. It's just a very strange, it's a very strange situation with the Knockouts division. And now my biggest fear is that they're going to get to the pay-per-view at the end of April and Masha's going to drop the title to Tessa and we're going to be back to square one.
Yeah.
We'll hit a couple super chats and move on. Matthew Hook saying, why is TNA sabotaging itself first? Tessa and now Gail Kim. It's like we were talking about. The Tessa thing, that remains to be seen what happens. People are going to continue to feel the way they should be feeling about her, and we're still going to be pushing to talk about what she should be talking about, but refuses to talk about. People are still watching. People are still they're still building as a company. They're still making money. They're still selling out venues. I can't take that away from them, but there will come a point where, they could have done more if they didn't have Tessa. That's another part of it. They could have been building faster and stronger without someone like her, but here we are. And then Cyclops better than Wolverine saying, looks like TNA Awful is back on the menu, boys. Thursday, I'll be solo doing the TNA post show. Crest is off. I will dive more into what's going on with TNA, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's happening as it gets fall. Oh my God, it started snowing like a banshee outside. Anyway, must be because we have some breaking news coming in. Saraya announces her official departure from AEW in the debut of her new podcast, Rule Breakers, with Saraya, that comes out on Thursday. Entertainment Weekly dropped the story. Wesley Stencil has announced Saraya has announced that she will be stepping away from AEW. That's it.
Saraya says, I'm here to tell you that me and AEW's relationship has come to an end. I had an amazing time there. There's no bad blood between us. I had such a magical time. It was previously, she had said her contract expired in September. I know Fightful reported that she had re-signed last September 2024. And she'd been very open and honest that her contract was up in September. Now it sounds like they figured out a way to just end her time with the company. And she said she wants to take a couple months off the wrestler explains that she wanted to take a couple months off around the holidays for personal reasons. And then I got to thinking, what is there left for me to do in wrestling right now? Right now, there's no real storyline where I would fit in. She also clarifies that her departure has nothing to do with AEW founder Tony Khan. It's just me thinking that I don't fit in right now. I feel like I might be taking someone else's spot, someone who could be doing something really special. It sounds like, again, she's just finished up with the company. She hasn't been on television since September, maybe October, when she was like doing stuff. So it's been a while since she's even been on television. And again, her contract was up in September. If you were reading the tea leaves, it sounded like she wasn't going to come back after that. She wasn't going to re-sign with the company anyway. Guess they made the decision to just go ahead and end things. Don't know if, I'm sure we might have more. We'll see. But don't know if she's free to sign immediately or if she just has to wait until September and then she can, go and sign elsewhere.
Her last match was Title Tuesday 2024 when Willow Nightingale defeated Jamie Hayter, Nyla Rose, and Saraya to become the number one contender for the women's title. So that was...
What was that? October?
That was October 8th.
Yeah.
So since then, we haven't seen Saraya in the ring since then. Instead, we've been, we know what she's been dealing with and what she's been talking about. So it's surprising in the fact that September was the initial date for her contract to end. But given the fact that Tony has been more willing to let people get released from their contracts a little bit early, if Saraya wasn't given the opportunity to continue wrestling or there was no fit for her, as she's saying, then that's the way it is. And she decided to take the way out. She'd also mentioned recently in an interview that she went to AEW effectively because her brother was going to get an opportunity, right? That was kind of the hope, was that she would open a door for him.
Well, she did for a couple months, and then yeah.
And
she won.
It's not a bad thing, by the way. Like, it's not a bad thing that you're trying to help your family. I don't think that Zach was, a bad wrestler. If he didn't fit in, that's what it is. But yeah, she won the AEW Women's Championship in London, like in England. So she had her moments. She wasn't brought in to basically be nothing. She got moments, but she got a chance to wrestle after she was told that she wouldn't be wrestling again in WWE. And who knows what'll happen from here. She said that she's also open to a WWE return if given the opportunity and if the pitches made sense. So again, never say never in the wrestling business. She's open, as anyone else would be, to surprise, surprise, working. And she's got a book to promote now. So this is the time for her to be out there and front and center.
Yeah, she's been making the media rounds promoting her book. And I know people are saying, oh, she's been talking about going back to WWE. Well, she's been asked these questions. It's not like she's just out here like, hey, WWE, sign me, sign me, sign me. She's been asked about WWE return because everyone knows her contract's up in September. And she spent, a decade of her career in WWE. So questions like that are just going to be asked, especially when you're talking about the book and promoting a book that focuses heavily on her time in WWE. We'll see if they have any interest come September or whenever she is available to do anything with her. I mean, we got to remember, like, AEW cleared her. WWE, I don't know if they didn't clear her or weren't going to clear her when it comes to that kind of stuff. So we'll see if things have changed in that sense, now that she has wrestled and been fine in AEW. And if that's what she wants to do, if she still wants to have matches and everything. No idea what Saraya wants to do.
Maybe we'll see the return of Paige here.
She did say she wants to be Paige if she goes back to WWE. So I don't think you will see, you'll probably see Paige here and not Saraya. There's stuff she can do in WWE, but the landscape has changed so much. And it's not that her AEW run was bad, because I don't think it was fully bad, but it wasn't the kind of the momentum shifter that I think she and AEW and a lot of fans were hoping for. I'm not putting that fully on her, by the way. Like, stuff happens, but it wasn't this, when she came in, her debut was a big deal. And her first match back was a big deal. But then after that, things just kind of, they settled, and there just wasn't a whole lot going on with the rest of her run. And she won the title. She got that moment. She held the title for like a month or two. So that was the story. That was the end of her book and everything. But then after that, she didn't do a whole lot. The feud with Britt was awkward because she was trying to be the baby face, but talking about how great her WWE time was and how AEW was the minor leagues, essentially. So, yeah, we'll see. I hope her book's good. I'll read it at some point.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be pretty good. I like the idea of WWE announcing, like, next to Monday Night's Raw is going to be WWE Raw Rampage. Come and see us when we're live in London. She's going to fly back to London just to do Monday Night Raw next week. She's the special guest that only I heard on Monday Night Raw being promoted this past week. She's going to be the special guest. For someone mentioning that she is scheduled for WrestleCon. Saraya is scheduled for Thursday at WrestleCon. I don't know if she's doing any other days, but on the website, she's just Thursday.
Everybody is there at WrestleCon. I would not read anything into who's there for WrestleCon, because everybody's there at WrestleCon.
Exactly. You can, Sting's there. My favorite is that they're doing Saturday only. He's in the red face paint. Sunday he's in the black and white. There's some fun stuff. Listen, WrestleCon's a good show. You got to go see it. Sky Blue's going to be there, so clearly she's going to show up and stand and deliver. That's right. That's what's happening. Saturday and Sunday. She's going to run over to the T-Mobile Arena, do the sit down in the crowd appearance, and then run back to her table. We got super chat from Ten Ruza saying, real weird people are in denial about what this WWE AEW deal is, and aren't fussed about WWE trying to get back a monopoly. I don't like this feeling. A lot of people have been on this feeling for a long time, and I can tell you, WWE gains nothing from buying another company like TNA. What are they going to do with them? Shut them down? That looks bad. The perception will be bad. They're going to take the tape library. Where are they going to put it? They're going to get a YouTube channel and make money off of it. Guess what TNA has right now? Give you a hint. It's a YouTube channel with a lot of millions of viewers and a lot of millions of subscribers. I'm not terribly fussed about the potential of WWE buying TNA. I think it's more likely that you see someone like TNA merging with, like, I don't know, the NWA again. I don't think that's actually happening, but I don't foresee WWE trying to buy another wrestling company anytime soon. There's no reason for it.
No, they don't want to buy any companies. They want to partner with companies. They want the companies to continue to run as they're going to run. But then if they want some talent or they want to loan some talent, it's a very easy transition. But they don't want to buy any of these companies. Like,
they want to partner with them because at least that makes them look like a potential that looks like a potential deal. Like that, if they partner with them, it's good faith. It's like, oh, the big boys are giving these people these opportunities, and it's like there is a back channel to that, and that is they're giving a leg up to TNA versus other competition. I don't necessarily see a merger. People are talking about TNA and MLW merger. I highly doubt it, for multiple reasons. I just doubt it. MLW is doing really well on their own. The fact that they had to move venues for Battle Riot, I even looked it up. I was like, because I was skeptical. So MLW announced that they're moving Battle Riot from the Commerce Casino in LA. They're going to what is effectively an esports arena. And like, it is legitimately a bigger venue. It wasn't bullshit when they said we need more seats, and they might fill it out. So MLW is doing well too. I don't foresee them going for a merger. WWE's got their thing. They're working with TNA. Don't see them necessarily buying them, but there's the good faith optics of it. It's the opportunity to send their talent to go work TNA in a different room. And it's also the opportunity for TNA to maybe leverage this deal into a better television deal. So it's high tide raising all boats, but only the boats WWE is partnering with, not WWE buying it. Also, there's the MLW lawsuit. Also plays into it. Antitrust suits are a thing right now. Tender's adding in, I'm also finding it hard to feel sorry for anyone falling for WWE's BS. If you can't see it will happen. If you can't see what will happen, your loss. I can't wait to hear from Reg. I mean, sure, the guys in Grab City, Reg is going to say what he's going to say. And again, you look at the lawsuit, there's no reason to be going after buying another wrestling company. So
no, I don't think they're going to buy another company. Look, if WWE is trying to partner with companies because it makes them look good, and they're not going to monopolize the wrestling industry, especially with AEW around, but they certainly want their control of things. They've always wanted their control of things. Triple H certainly has wanted his control of things. The global localization that he wanted to do. They tried to do it in Europe. Remember NXT Europe? That was going to be a thing. But they tried to do it over there first. But even before that, they tried to do it on the independent scene with like Evolve and partnering with them and putting that stuff on the network. WWE wants to kind of control as much as they can control in the wrestling sphere. And some companies are happy to go with that, and they think it'll work out and it'll be great for them. History kind of shows that it doesn't always work out and go that way. Maybe this time it'll be different. But yeah, they're not in an acquisition of buying anything. They're in an acquisition of partnering and having a little bit more control of certain scenes so they can, at the end of the day, better themselves. Like that's what it is. If GCW benefits, if FSW benefits, if TNA benefits, fine. That looks nice for them. But at the end of the day, WWE wants to better themselves. That's what they want to do. That's who they care about. They care about WWE.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, they want control. They just want to have final say. And they get it. Sorry, I'm making fun of someone right now.
Okay.
Via DM. It's fine. And,
Tenders, I know you're not talking about buying them, but some people are. That's the only reason I mention it. Don't take it like we're singling you out here because you sent the super chat. Some people are. This is what they're going to, so that's why I'm clarifying.
Yeah, and again, like you can talk about the petty moves about the WWE planning tours around AEW dates and AEW not necessarily wanting to let out when their pay-per-views or where their pay-per-views are going to be. I get that. I think it's petty. I also think that it's business and sport, and it's just you're just kind of stuck. You either got to get around it and work hard to be that solid number 2 right now, or just deal with it. So it's the same thing with the talk about Sting and Luger and like what should Tony Khan do? Should he let Sting go and potentially do an induction, or is that going to be like slapping them in the face again? It's a similar conversation, but it's like if you want to be number 2, you just got to, sometimes you just have to live with being number 2 for a little bit.
I don't know about a little bit. There's no.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years, and like, there's no offense to AEW. It's just going to take mountains to ever be number 1. And again, this is not a knock on AEW. They are the most successful number 2 in history, but they're at a decade-long disadvantage.
It's been 5 years, TK. Time to hang it up. And like Henry's saying, TK needs to keep doing what they're doing, and that's what's fine. Be different. Continue doing what you're doing. Some of the stuff has been fantastic, and some of the stuff doesn't hit. But guess what? You're number 1 in some people's vision. You're number 2 in other people's visions. From a business standpoint, you're number 2, but you're still successful because you got the TV contracts, you got the superstars, you're building up every day. This is, again, going back to the TNA stuff. It's like, yes, optically, I should say, TNA just shot themselves in the foot multiple times over the last 2 years. But the growth is undeniable. The money is undeniable. They continue to grow and find new activations and new partnerships and new deals, and that continues to build them. Will they be number 2? No. Will they be number 3? Right now, them and MLW are in some ways neck and neck. So they continue to grow, then they're going to be fine. But AEW's. I don't think they're upset with how they're doing, but I think they're upset that they're not doing better than how they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody should be upset if you're not doing better. Like, I think that's just nature of competition. Even if I think WWE should be upset they're not doing better, even though they're number 1. Like, no one is perfect in doing the best that they can. They might be doing great, but you can always most likely do better.
Should I go to the speaking of WWE doing better, should I go to the WrestleMania After Dark shows? What do you think? Should I go? They're going to be.
I haven't looked at them, so I don't know.
They're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They run 10:30 p.m. until 4 a.m. They're doing these parties at they're doing them at Live, which is the Fontainebleau Resort club or whatever they're doing. They got Gronk for one of the shows on Sunday. WWE stars are going to be there. Found it interesting. They're running opposite Wally Mania and Bianca's schedule for the Thursday one. I don't know if she's going to stick around that much for the Live versus the real party down the street, but I don't think I'm going to go. Yeah, they're doing Love Wrestling saying, Joel, I thought we were going to meet for the Gronk Flow Rida collab. They're bringing Flow Rida back, baby. It's WrestleMania after all. Oh, these parties are going to go to 4 a.m. I don't know if these wrestling fans can party till 4 a.m. It's going to be very weird.
I disagree. I think they 100% can.
Should I go? Should I see it? Should I report live from the from the WWE whatever post WrestleMania after party bullshit?
I mean, sure, whatever you want to do, Joel.
Feels like a bad idea.
Yeah,
feels like a really bad idea. All right, shall we get into Dynamite and then we can get out of here early? You're fading, I can tell.
I've had such a bad headache today, everybody. If anybody saw me popping pills about 10 minutes ago, that was a bunch of ibuprofen. So I apologize. I'm not only depressed about Blake Christian, but my head has been killing me this entire show.
Have Tony or Kenny gotten back to you yet?
No, they're cowardly. They're gonna ruin my day even more.
Are you covering the show tonight?
Maybe. Why?
Not anymore. Get somebody else.
No. We'll
Unless
see.
they make it a title match, then you'll be okay. Our friends understand. We all do. Ryan St. Joel becomes an IRL Twitch streamer for those shows, for the concerts. Oh, that sounds so bad. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna keep in touch with y'all while I'm away. From the me talking to our pals, not you, the people we like in the chat. Ryan Adams sent a super chat saying, "Happy Stephanie's Places Day." We're gonna hear all about CM Punk's return to WWE and how Stephanie McMahon was the person who did it, and how Triple H was there too. Very excited for Stephanie's Places.
I watched that this morning.
You did, eh? Did you like it?
Yeah. It was. I've heard the CM Punk story so much. Like, they're not breaking new ground on the show covering his return. He returned in 2023 November. We're a year and a half since then now, and he's done multiple interviews. Triple H has done multiple interviews, so there wasn't a whole lot of like new material. And this stuff was filmed at SummerSlam 2024. It was August of last year, so we're even 8 months since the stuff was even filmed. So it was fine. Like it was fine. But if you're expecting like something like, oh, this is really cool insight to things, there's not a whole lot to that. But here's the thing is that's not what this show is for. That's rarely what these WWE shows are for. These WWE shows on Netflix and ESPN and A&E, these are shows for people who don't know anything about wrestling, who don't follow stuff that closely. And maybe you stumble upon it and you're like, oh, this looks interesting. It's produced by Peyton Manning. Oh, this is a cool behind the scenes story. Let me see what's going on here. I wonder if I can screenshot. I think I should try to get royalties off of this show.
Oh,
because I'll show you.
I need to see this. This is like the Daniel.
Sometimes you get like the black screen when you try to screenshot. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
Joel?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me see if I can get this screenshot right here.
Were they looking at an article you wrote?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But here, see if I can't find something. I'm gonna try to screenshot. I'm just gonna get the black screen. Maybe I'll share my screen. I wonder if I can do that.
I don't think that's gonna work, but let's find out.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't think it will. We're gonna see.
All right, let me screenshot here.
Make sure you get the right one. By the way, 10 Resistance a super chat saying, I love and respect you. Feel better, Jezza.
Thank you. I'm hoping to feel better. It's been a rough. Oh no, the screenshot worked. All right.
Oh, good.
I need to make sure first off it's mine. I don't want to put anybody else over.
Like Ryan saying in the chat, these shows are meant to be gateways to their weekly wrestling shows. It's true.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this on socials as well. So that way I can try to, get some royalties off of this. So
this is like a t-shirt all over again.
All right. So this was posted on Stephanie's Places. I'm uploading it now, so it'll upload. Riveting radio.
Yeah, I'm loving it. All I'm hearing is you talking, and then someone renovating upstairs, and I just hear. It's great, riveting audio.
Renovating.
I hope so.
Go upstairs and be like, "You guys fucking."
They fucking, and they sound like they're farting while they're doing it.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Sometimes the air's got to come out. That's all. Just letting some air out of the tires, baby.
So this was Jesus. Why StreamYard being a bitch?
You got to press that present thing.
I got it. No, I got it. So this was on Stephanie's Places. You see that
Oh, let's go.
headline there at the bottom with the Fightful attribution. So there you go. My name, April 2021. Been doing this shit for way too long.
Seriously.
I would like royalties. That's all I'm asking for, WWE. I would like my royalties.
We'll do it. We're gonna make it happen. Just like the Bryan Danielson t-shirt. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a spot on Stephanie's Places. She's gonna come to your house and interview you. She's gonna show up and be like, why am I here? Be like, you're the one with the questions, not me. She'll be like, you're the journalist. Be like, that's fine. Rewind your feed about 20 minutes, Tenruza, and you'll hear us talk about it.
To talk about what?
Saraya announcing that she left AEW.
Yeah.
Anyway, AEW Dynamite is tonight. Shall we dig into the full preview? There's a lot of there's a full event basically here.
There's matches.
There's matches.
The Don Callis family. If you love the Don Callis family, this show's for you.
That's true. Don Callis Dynamite. It's time. Stephanie McMahon. Jeremy, talk to me about Time Clock. Well, let me tell you, it's the most animated you are throughout the entire interview, where you're like, now you're speaking my language. That's her breakthrough moment. You'll hear it. She's like, and there's just like a narrator in the background. Everything was pretty mundane between that conversation until all of a sudden, Stephanie broke through. Jeremy, let's talk about Time Clock. And you're like, yes, let's talk about it. And then Jeremy went on for 35 minutes about Time Clock and its importance. Most of it cannot be shared with this video. So
who is doing this British accent?
Who cares?
Okay, Stephanie's the narrator on this. So
well, now it's someone else. Who else? It's the AI voice of Lord Alfred Hayes, and it's done by Chad Gable.
Okay.
You were gonna say something else.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Tonight, AEW Dynamite is live from St. Paul, Minnesota at the legendary Roy Wilkins Auditorium, live on TBS and streaming live on Max. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Rated FTR are going to sit down with Tony Schiavone in what I can only assume will be an awkward game of who is the oldest person in this photo. Jesus Christ.
What?
it's just the Tony Schiavone in the background, and then you got Cash, and then Dax, and then Cope, and everyone just looks angry and old. Glad that's at the bottom. Of the
they are angry and old.
I'm old and I'm tired. I work with fucking children.
Who brings the tequila? Do you think Cope comes in with tequila and's like, all right, boys, let's hash this out?
I think Cash should do it because Cash is the only one not having issues. Like Cope is the crux of the issue. Dax is upset at Cope. Cash is the outsider here. So Cash has to be the middleman trying to make good here. So he should be the one bringing the alcohol.
Okay.
I'm thinking logically here. Powerhouse Hobbs takes on Mark Davis. This will be a meaty match. I'm looking forward to this. Mark Briscoe takes on Konosuke Takeshita. This is basically just taking that tag team from Collision and splitting them up into singles matches. I'm not upset by it. Brody King takes on Kyle Fletcher. That's a match that's going to happen, isn't it? Again, these matches look good, but it's also like, all right, we're doing this. MJF gives his answer to MVP. What do you think the answer is going to be? Yes or no?
Maybe I hope he just delays it. He's like, tune into Collision to see my answer. And then on Collision, like, tune into Dynamite. Then on Dynamite next week, tune into Rampage. Then tune into Dynasty. And then he just keeps delaying it. And he never actually gives an answer.
So your answer is, can you repeat the question to my question?
Yeah, he just... And then finally MVP just gets pissed off and he just punches him.
Does he have to wait several weeks for that? Or can he just do it tonight?
No, he's gonna wait because, you know, MJF's got to delay things so much. And then MVP's finally going to get fed up with it. Like, you're not going to give me an answer. And he shouldn't punch him. He should hit him with the cane. Just like smack him across the face with it.
Are you trying to tell me that the legendary Roy Wilkins Auditorium in St. Paul, Minnesota is not important enough to give an answer from MVP to MVP from MJF?
Minnesota sucks.
It does. It's true.
Garbage ass hockey team, yet they call themselves the state of hockey. Y'all got no championships. How are you calling yourselves the state of hockey with no championships? That doesn't make any damn sense. Garbage ass Love is Blind season. No, Minnesota's awful.
Agreed. Vikings suck. Here we look at this. It's true. Minnesota, no pop. So you're right. MJF should just say, no, we're not going to do it here. We're not going to do it anywhere until we get to Philadelphia, which is close to my hometown of Long Island. And that should be it. Plainsview. That's his gimmick. Anyway, MJF talks to MVP tonight. Swerve Strickland calls out Jon Moxley. That should be a good segment. Does that open the show, or does that is that a crossover segment?
Swerve Strickland should come out and say, Jon Moxley, you attacked me and you've injured me and my leg is hurt. And so Blake Christian will be challenging for the AEW World title at AEW Dynasty after he wins the international title in the main event.
Fine with it. We can make that happen. Timeless Tony Storm teams with Thunder Rosa to take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I mean, this is
Thunderstorm is back, Joel. Aren't you excited?
I am very excited Thunderstorm is back. If only they hadn't been downplayed for so long. What does that make? What does that make Penelope and Megan? Super mega sis? Super mega sis?
Super mega sis is the kind of okay. That's fine.
That's what happens when Penelope gets on Megan Bayne's shoulders. She becomes the super mega sis. Or the other way around. Yeah. Megan Bayne gets on Penelope Ford's shoulder. I'm there for that image itself.
That actually rule. Yeah.
The megalope. Penelope Ford.
Megalope. All right, that's actually good. I like megalope.
We did have to find a tag team name for them. Oh, God. Fantastic. And in the main event, Blake Christian, Kenny Omega. We're trying to make it a title match. We're going to work our asses off. If we have any clout, if we have any pull, if we have anything to say, Blake Christian should be facing it, Kenny for the international title. It should be. And that should be the main event.
I'm worried they're going to do the Sunny Kiss squash in this match.
In fairness to Blake, yes, these are not Kenny Omega level talent, but like Blake's been doing, 10-minute matches on ROH against these people.
If we're being honest about things, Kenny Omega should win this match in about 30 seconds.
It's gonna be the Kenny versus Alex Reynolds match all over again.
This should not be a long, dragged out match. I hope it is. I hope it goes 12 minutes and Blake Christian gets the show out and it looks like he might beat Kenny Omega, but it should be a V-trigger one-winged angel like over, and that should be the match.
When was that match?
That was Pandemic, Sunny Kiss.
Was it? What was the other match that he did that people were up in arms about? It went too long. It wasn't Alex Reynolds.
It was Preston Vance, or not Preston Vance, Alan Angels.
Alan Angels.
Yeah.
When was that? Okay, they did that too. Really? That only went. That's interesting. I thought that went longer than it did. It went 6 minutes. People really got up over 6 minutes, eh?
Yeah. People get mad about the dumbest shit.
Why wasn't this 20 minutes long? What are we doing here? Anyway, I was hoping that we were landing on like the 5-year anniversary of that match, but that match was April 22nd, so we still have a month to go. I was like, maybe they're trying to do something, but no, they're not. I was hoping. Who did Kenny face around this time 5 years ago? I don't care. Point is, this might be the main event. It might be a squash. They might turn it into a segment with him and Okada, or who knows. I mean, I guess I don't know if Ricochet is going to be on the show tonight because
if it's not the main event, then the chances of it being a squash are much higher. If it's the main event, they're not going to do a 30-second match in the main event. They're not going to do that. So yeah, if this goes on earlier than last, high probability that Blake Christian just loses in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if Ricochet is at TV tonight because he just got married. That was something that DeFalco had mentioned.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be there tonight. I assume Speedball will be there though.
Yeah, it's safe to assume the Speedball will be there because he's new to the company and they got to keep him fresh going into, keep him in, refreshed in the public eye until he gets to the pay-per-view match. So I could just see maybe Speedball comes out towards the end and they have a stare down. Maybe then Ricochet does a thing if he's at the show tonight. Yeah, and we'll just kind of go from there. But if it's the main event, that's what I expect is those two guys showing up afterwards. I don't really know what else could main event tonight's show. Maybe Swerve calling out Moxley or the women's tag match. Like that, those are the only ones.
Swerve probably calling out Moxley will probably be the closing segment, I would think. Like Dynasty's next week, right?
No, 2 weeks. We did this on Monday.
Oh, okay.
This weekend is the 30th. Next weekend is the pay-per-view.
Yeah, next week.
No, not this weekend, but the following week. So it's not this weekend, it's the following week. Is that what you were trying to say?
Isn't next week the fucking following week, Joel?
So there's tonight's Dynamite, then there's one more Dynamite, and then it's the pay-per-view.
Yes, next week is the pay-per-view.
I don't know. For some people, next weekend is like this weekend.
Am I crazy here? I'm right. Right, people got what I'm saying.
We're both right. We're both right.
When I say next week is the pay-per-view, that means yes, next weekend is the payper-view. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
It's right now.
Joel's on Canadian time.
That's true.
I feel like I'm going. I already thought like Monday was Tuesday. This past week, like we went to the store Monday night, and I was with the kids, and I'm like, oh, let's see how busy the store is at 8:00 on a Tuesday. And the kids are like, why does Tuesday matter? And I'm like, well, it's Tuesday. So that's why I said Tuesday, because it's like, it's literally Tuesday. And the kids are like, you dumbass, it's Monday. I was like, oh, it is Monday. So my week's all screwed up. Oh, it's Wednesday, right? Allegedly.
It is currently Wednesday.
All right.
It is almost noon.
It's Tuesday, Lemon.
Lemon, it's a Tuesday. Oh, Jack, what a week. Anyway, back tomorrow, allegedly. Jeremy and SB3 will be doing who knows what, talking about who knows who.
I'm going to be more depressed that not only did Blake Christian lose, but they didn't even make it a title match because Kenny Omega's a coward and didn't defend it, and Tony Khan's a coward and didn't sanction it.
So they're going to rag on Tony for 2 hours is what I'm hearing. I'm fine with it. SB3 would be fine with it. He'll make his conversation with Jimmy later on much easier. That's 10 a.m. Eastern, as we're always here. 5 days a week. Better than Busted Open, baby. They can do 7, but we give you content and headaches.
I apologize, everybody, today. I apologize to you, Joel. My head is like just absolutely killing me during this show. Like it still hurts, even though I took ibuprofen. So I know I was just not giving my best today.
It's okay. Still had a good show. Still had good viewership. I can't complain. RP saying doesn't matter when the pay-per-view is if Blake isn't involved. If they can get him on the show, they should.
They might put him on the pre-show, which would suck.
That'd be, yeah. Shut up, Henry. Anyway.
Did we miss a super chat? Oh, no. Okay. You didn't unstar it.
Which one did I not unstar?
Tenruza saying nice things and hoping I feel better.
Oh, I did unstar that. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Oh, it still showed up and starred in my feed. I just unstarred.
Weird. All right. Well, whatever. You know who I am. You know who he is. Jeremy, anything to plug before we get out of here?
I'm Vanilla Baby.
Leave a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Jeremy and I will be on Friday, but Jeremy SB3 on Thursday. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.